So Nigeria is joining BRICS, and even though they're only partners now, they'll become members. This is what Nigeria needs because they need the currency swap that they do with China. I think China has done a currency swap with them for 2 billion, and they need money and trade agreements, which helps them build their agriculture. This will help Nigeria build its agriculture and other things if Tinubu and these guys aren't corrupt. So what will happen now is that because China has given Nigeria this 2 billion swap loan, and it said that when you join BRICS, you have advantages like if you need gold, we'll we'll give you gold for trade of your products. But Nigeria has to now close the trade deficit. China and BRICS and Russia will not take us as members if they see they're not benefiting from the trade. We have to have more trade output. What are your thoughts, Afolabi?
Yeah, I agree with you. Basically, joining BRICS is music to my ears because it gives us access to a larger market in terms of exporting what we can produce domestically. Also, there will be increased foreign direct investment in key sectors, especially agriculture, because food is a problem in Nigeria, energy and also infrastructure. And
You're breaking out. Come closer, please. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, I was saying that there will be foreign direct investment in sectors such as agriculture and energy.
Yeah.
And then there will be opportunity in terms of technology and digitalization, renewable energy and stuff like that.
And this is why
Nigerians,
China seized one of Tinubu's planes too, along with France.
Exactly. That's why
because
China
all of these countries are in.
strategic.
It's not like China is saying pay back your loans. They're saying meet your trade agreements. If China is buying Nigerian currency and swapping and giving Nigerians US dollars or gold and everything, they're not going to continue doing that unless the business transaction goes well both ways. And they're not saying, oh, Nigeria, give away your resources the way IMF says. They said, no, we're doing trade. So now that we've given you hard currency, we now need you to trade, because what we're doing, actually, that those resources are actually what was paid for by the currency China gave. So you have to give them what they paid for. What are your thoughts, Falabi? Then we'll go to Kunle. Yeah.
So, and basically one area where I feel that we are going to really benefit is the fact that, because our debt profile is really very dire, because we're using a lot of our revenue to service debt. By joining BRICS, we'll have access to funds that will be like a soft, yes, like a soft landing from a lot of these development banks in India, Russia, and China as well. So it's going to help
us. But the difference is that it won't work if there's corruption and these leaders, and if they do that, but it won't.
Exactly.
But that would be a very bad move by Tinubu if he does that. I hate to say that if he does that, he'll be kicked out of office even in Nigeria, because the world is reaching a critical zone. There's a food crisis in Nigeria, which is unnecessary. So if they join BRICS and China invests in development along with the West, they're now going to have to start producing sustainable agriculture for themselves, and also improve their exports so they can pay off their loans to the West and don't get back into those loans. And eventually, Nigeria and other African countries shouldn't even have to join BRICS. We should have our own African trading union. Then we have our resources and we sell them to other countries. We sell them to other countries and make our money. And our money should be as strong as theirs, like what Gaddafi wanted to do. What are your thoughts, Kunle?
Yeah. So BRICS is very important for many, many reasons. In the West right now, there is a far-right hate culture growing exponentially by the day. Anything that isn't white. So if you're not, even if you're black and you're American or European, anything black or anything brown is beginning to become an infidel or an enemy in Europe. Not just if you are there, the countries, everything about them, and in their social media and in the culture. It's all about them being inferior, less worthy of life, poor, worthless. And now the West is trying to mobilize its population because they see an impending war with Iran. So they're trying to mobilize more hate against those sorts of people to get enough of their people to be ready to get conscripted when the time comes for whatever crazy nonsense is going on in the West right now. So Nigeria needed to join. Either you join, stay with Europe and don't do anything, and you become like Niger or Chad, or you wise up and you join something that you know will protect you. BRICS is not just going to be for trade and for money. It's also, I believe, in the long term, It's going to replace the UN. Hello, can anybody hear?
Oh yeah, they're going to have
It's going to replace the UN because the UN, if the UN refuses to adapt and make everybody have an equal fair share and say, and they want to insist on 3 or 4 Western countries having permanent seats at the Security Council, no African country having a permanent seat for an entire continent, etc., etc. If they stay with these archaic supremacist ideals, that will be the end of the UN. And it will not.
Nigeria has no choice because the West will never accept Nigeria as a trading partner on the same equal. What they will do is they'll continue having the IMF saying, we'll give you loans and you have to pay it back. But with Brics, everybody comes as equal. It's only that, you start off assuming equal. China and Russia are ahead because they're running their economies better, so they have leverage. But you're dealing with them on a level playing ground. Whereas with the Western thing, they'll never accept Nigeria as a head-to-head partner. So this is going to be, and the BRICS nations together have an income of more than $21 trillion, which is up to 1/4 of the whole world's GDP, just by the BRICS nations. So what, like you said, with the way the West is happening, Trump is saying that he's going to put tariffs on African countries if they join BRICS or if they don't go along with the U.S. So based on Trump's behavior and America's behavior and the West behavior, even before Trump, they made it necessary. They made it necessary for BRICS to join together, so that because if all the BRICS nations don't join together, then the U.S. and Britain will be able to dominate them. What are your thoughts?
Remember something else, yeah?
Yeah, go ahead.
When a man makes a chair in Africa, he sells that chair for 100 naira. If a man makes that same chair in Europe, he sells that chair for 100 pounds. Same chair, similar wood, similar skills, similar hours. The difference being the financial system. So when you move the financial system, somebody who was worth practically nothing in Africa on a low GDP based on Western calculations is now going to be based on something completely different. So I have no idea what the financial landscape is.
But here's the landscape. It costs 100 naira to make
that by again to make your money.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It costs 100 naira to make a chair in Nigeria. But if Nigeria is not dependent on the dollar, that 100 naira that the person's paying for the chair is nothing. So what it is we need to have our own currency system, because if a chair costs 100 naira in Nigeria and Nigerians are buying it for 100 naira, no problem. Nigerian is not going to pay $100 for a chair. So that shows you that Western money is inflated. They charge too much. In the U.S., if you're poor, you pay $50,000. If you're poor, you pay $300,000 for a house. In Nigeria, $300,000 rich. So it shows you that in America, there's too much inflation. But the problem is that Nigerian man is not making a chair. We don't even make chairs anymore. We import them. That's the problem.
Yes, and also a BRICS currency is a currency for the world, as opposed to the US dollar, which is a currency for one country to take everything in its own interest at the expense of the world. The world moving forward needs a world currency that determines everything.
Yeah, well, what they're doing right now, they have gold reserves that China has, and then they're making a mixed economy based on commodities. But that's beyond all of us, because we're not economists. But
because you hold the dollar, then you now make the money almost become like a fake thing. Then it becomes worth nothing more than the paper it's printed.
That's inflation. The US dollar is rubbish. It's worth nothing. And that's why we have to move on.
We'll have to go back to square one on a level playing field. Niger isn't selling its uranium at 2 cents a gram to France, who is selling it at $200 a gram. It's different. So everybody is now on a new playing field. So
and also your creditworthiness will depend on your commodities, which is why if Nigeria wants to be a part of BRICS, they will walk away from us if we don't have valuable resources that we're producing ourselves. Agriculture. Same thing with Mozambique. They went with Angola and Congo. If China and Russia and them are going to end and you join a group, everybody, it's just like all of us becoming traders together. If one of us is not producing anything, then he can't be part of the group. What do you think? What do you think, Warif? Yeah.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Being here today, I think I'll be asking more of questions.
Yeah.
Now, if Nigeria becomes a full member of BRICS, and after Tinubu's government, the next president, does he have the right to say Nigeria doesn't want to be part of BRICS? Because everything has to do with politics. Maybe now that he's not the president, he might be having some relationship with maybe American government or Trump or whatever, or maybe some other persons or partners. So if Nigeria now becomes a member of BRICS, is it possible for Nigeria to pull out maybe after?
Oh yeah, they can pull out, but here's the thing. They can pull out, but that means that China and Russia, them, if they do that, they're going to have some type of leverage to put on Nigeria. You get my point. But this is the big problem
Okay.
of stability. So maybe China and Russia and these countries, they need to think twice about putting Nigeria in. But trust me, if Nigeria joins, these countries like China and Russia, they're going to do just like what America does. I hate to say it, you have to do it. They're going to make sure that they pump so much money to the Nigerian politicians that no Nigerian politician will ever turn against BRICS. You understand? Same thing with America. So
Okay.
what I'm trying to say is that now China and Russia can compete with America. They will also give incentives to Nigerian. For example, let's say you start a political party. It may be backed by China
Okay.
or Russia, and you will win in Nigeria. And
Okay.
America and Britain don't have the power now to to steal African politicians. I hate to say it because China and Russia are also giving them funding. China and Russia are backing those Nigeria and Mali, which is why those guys
You know
kicked
what else
France
BRICS will
out.
you know what
So
else
what I'm
BRICS
saying
will
is that you'll start seeing China and Russia start to influence Nigerian politics to make sure that only Nigerian politicians who are favorable towards BRICS come. That's what I foresee. What
Okay.
do you foresee,
BRICS
Falabi?
will also protect countries like Panama from America. Because if BRICS starts having military alliances and has something like a NATO type alliance, and Panama
Okay.
steps in, joins that,
Yeah.
you got, all these other countries, all these other small South American countries that America jumps around, they can't do it anymore. If they're under BRICS,
Okay.
you attack one,
Oppressing them.
Yeah, so what's the
so
problem is
then
that the US has too many problems. So now the US can't interfere in Nigerian politicians because they don't even have enough money to take care of their own issues. So what I'm saying is that most likely, and also if Nigeria's constitution, if Nigeria enters a legal agreement with BRICS
Mm-hmm.
yes,
internationally, yeah, internationally they can't turn away from that agreement. If they do, then they can do it if they want to, but then that's going to be an illegal act. And then these countries like China and Russia will put sanctions on Nigeria. You
you
get
know
my point?
another good thing. Another good thing is that Tinubu is a CIA asset, right? Donald
Yeah.
Trump and CIA, they hate each
No,
other.
yes. So
They
what I'm
hate him.
saying is
He
that
doesn't like the CIA, and
Mhm.
he's now banning all politicians. After we joined BRICS, he banned all Nigerian politicians from entering the country, and he decided to cut off all kinds of ties with us
Yeah.
in retaliation, which is all right. I mean, America is going to become people are going to run away.
It might help
No, America too.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
It might help other countries.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
what are your thoughts of Falabi? Yeah.
Yeah, I quite agree with what you guys have said, but I feel Nigeria already having a kind of alliance with China is gonna be stronger now that they've joined BRICS, and
Yeah.
BRICS is already trying to establish an alternative uh, financial institution that is going to challenge the Western-dominated financial institutions like IMF and World Bank.
They have a development bank, and then
Yes,
they have a new system,
new development bank. So
and
if
also they
this,
have a system of payment which goes around SWIFT, so you don't have to
yes,
use SWIFT.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if this kind of financial institutions continues to thrive as they expand their membership, it's going to provide member nations access to funding without Western imposed conditions,
Yeah.
reducing their dependency on Western financial systems. And to me, even Trump is going to try as much as possible to form alliances with the members of BRICS that are not so diehard, that are
Yeah, because
somehow
it's business.
liberal. It's going to
Let me
be
tell you something.
nuanced.
Yeah, yeah. And this goes to what where Arif was acting. BRICS now is the powerhouse. See, BRICS is now the World Bank, is the IMF. So if you're a Nigerian politician and you now say, "Oh, we're not going to honor BRICS," that would be stupid because that's where all the money is now.
Yeah,
Because America has
exactly.
no, there's nothing coming out of the West. The West doesn't produce goods. Africa needs goods. We don't need Donald Trump hat, or we don't need oh, you belong to us. There's nothing that the West is
Yeah.
providing the world, and they're not providing anything of value to the world. The only thing the West is doing is making weapons. So if an African politician comes in and says, "Oh, I'm going to leave BRICS," they're going to say, "Why?" Because I want to join America and just dash all of our stuff to America. And on top of that, the amount of money that's going to come out of the BRICS development system will be enough to pay off politicians all over the world not to go to the US. You get what I'm trying to say? Because the wealth of the world now does not long belong to the West anymore. It belongs to the global South. And if the US is smart, it will also join BRICS because the US has resources. What are your thoughts of Falabi? Then we'll go to Kunle. Yeah.
Yeah, because of pride, personal pride, and the fact that the dollar is so dominant in the world financial global landscape, it's going to be somehow difficult for the West to concede and
Okay, but
join
follow me.
BRICS.
So here's the thing. So follow me. Let's say I'm a rich kid and I go to school
Yeah.
every day and I'm the only kid who has a football. So I said, okay, I have the football. Everybody, remember Quinley when we had Big World Cup? We said, okay,
Yes.
we have the
It's very
football. Everybody has to play our World Cup. And then, but now what happens now when Russia and China say, "Oh, kids, we also have football"? They say,
yeah.
fuck you, Moose. Keep your football, Richie Rich. Stand by yourself." What can the West do? So when everybody walks away from the U.S., when they walk away from the U.S. and they said no, thank you, we don't need the dollar because we have our own
Yeah.
resources. What can
Yes.
the U.S. do? What can the U.S. do about it?
They don't
They can
have
do nothing about it.
they become
That's
weakened.
true. That's
Making
true.
No, the only thing they can do is just try to start a world war. And if they want to start a world war,
Mm.
like they said,
So
they will have to send American boats in.
destabilize.
So because America can't fight China, Russia,
That's
and
true.
Iran.
That's
So
true.
what they'll now say is Americans, you have to die.
War power.
Yeah, and then say, why are we dying? So that we can say white people are
That's true.
powerful. No.
With all the
I'm just thinking about it that the United States' unwillingness to do business with China is why I feel it might not work. But then again, you never know.
So here's
Donald
why
Trump,
so here's my argument. Okay, so now the US doesn't want to do business with China. Okay, so what? China doesn't need the US. China has Russia. They
the
have
US needs
Iran.
China
yeah,
more than
They
China.
have
have
Brazil.
India.
They have South Africa. So what do they need
They have
America for?
India.
India. So my problem is that the U.S. will benefit from joining BRICS. It's only
BRICS.
because they're racist that they don't want to join. It's
For
like me
sure.
being white and say I'd rather. It's like me being white
You'll
and telling my
eventually
family,
have no choice but to join.
yeah, let's
Soon
say
you'll
I'm
have
white.
no choice.
It's like me being white and I'm starving, and my son says, "Daddy, go get the job from the Nigerian guy." No, son. If you're white, you can't be equal with blacks. Let's just starve to death rather than work with black people. So we'll
They're
die.
going to die
Let's
on
die.
that hill of white supremacy. America's going to die on that if they
Oh yeah,
don't change.
yeah, just like the Arab guys who flew the plane that are willing to commit suicide. The Islamic
It's
terrorists.
how the Ottoman
Yeah.
9/11.
Empire
So
was
what
there
I'm
for
saying is
1,000
that
years. They also,
white supremacy, whites are like terrorists. They would rather die than
yeah, but before white
than
supremacy,
to
we
be
had
equal
Arab supremacy.
with black people. Yeah, that's how they are.
We had Arab supremacy, Egyptian supremacy, Roman supremacy, Britain. All of them have come and gone.
Yeah.
It's a miracle.
And
this
BRICS
one will go. If they don't adapt, they will go.
and the BRIC system is
Like
non-racial.
every other one.
It's about your commodities. That's all it's about. Yeah. And also we have to remember China has a population of almost 2 billion and they need food, which is why they're entering agreements with African countries. Say, please now make food, because China needs food. They say, please now make food. We'll pay you for the food. That's why they keep telling Nigeria do agri. It's not that they're trying to steal our food. They're saying, okay, we'll give you money because we don't have those resources. We'll buy your food. We can sell our food. Let's export. Nigeria should be exporting food. We shouldn't be importing. Yeah. What are your thoughts, Kunle? Yeah.
Yeah,
Kunle?
I think what you're saying. And also IMF and World Bank are telling us don't grow wheat, grow cocoa because we want cocoa, and then we'll give you the loan. That's how they operate. So a lot of things that we can grow, but we can't grow because they don't want us growing those things.
Yeah, like they say, you can grow wheat in the northern part of Nigeria. Can grow wheat.
Yeah. So or that's why, I mean, why don't we have we have cows, but we don't have the commercial level of beef that pervades in the first world country. We don't have that level.
We should be. Look, Argentina is a small country and they produce more beef than any country. Nigeria can do that. Malu.
But, and then we can't have that because now our resource of agriculture is unstable because of all the violence. And guess what? The violence from Boko Haram.
Yeah. That's funded by the West.
ISIS. Boko Haram started after ISIS was defeated because they just came down south when they'd lost. Yeah. That's all the. So the Wahala just came down and it just started here because, in 2009, there was nothing like Boko Haram.
Yeah, it's true.
No, Boko Haram is a Western funded situation.
I was in Jigawa in 2009. There was nothing like that.
That's why those francophone countries had to kick them out to try and sort themselves out. You can't have them in here. And it's not just because it's them. We can't have the Chinese army in here either.
We can't. No, so that's why I say this BRICS is stage one. Eventually, we'll have an African trading union that means something, and we'll still do deals with BRICS. We'll do deals with America and the West, but we'll protect our resources. You understand?
And we're normalizing a culture where the UK and America can send an aircraft carrier 3,000 miles away into the Black Sea to say that they are protecting themselves.
No mind that.
That's not your country, or
these guys are really funny. They are tricky, corny.
Even whatever government wants to have no
No, no.
right to
Like
block
for
them. It's
example,
their
they said
land. They are
that
saying,
they're protecting. They said that by giving money to Ukraine to fight Russia, they're protecting America from Russia because Russia will attack America.
You know what? They'll penetrate from Ukraine.
Russia has never attacked any other country except for the around their area, Poland and Yugoslavia. They've never attacked America. Now, America and Britain, Kunle, you know this, America and Britain attacked Russia in 1918 and they lost during the Bolshevik Revolution when Lenin came in. But they don't talk about that. You know that, Kunle. America attacked Russia, but they lost. It was called the Polar Bear War. It lasted for 2 days. The Russians kicked them out. But they don't mention that in history. Anyway, this has been a good show. So any last thoughts, Kunle, then we'll go to Afolabi. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very welcome development, but I mean, I don't think it's something that should be credited to Tinubu. Any government with half a brain knows that they have no choice. In fact, Tinubu
Kunle,
was
sorry
the
to cut
only
in front of
person
you.
that
I call it Kunle. Sorry to cut in front of you. To me, it's Mother Nature. It's necessity. Necessity makes people come into deals, or you die out. For example, like maybe we're not friends anymore, but if we're not friends and we're starving, I say, Kunle, I'm sorry, let's work together because I don't want to die. Not because I love you, but because we have to work together or we die. So Nigeria has no choice but to join or perish. Continue, Kunle. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. Continue, Kunle. Sorry. Yeah. Is Kunle on mute? No.
I think it's up.
No, maybe it's the network.
Oh, okay, so Afolabi, take us
you're
out.
breaking
Yeah.
up.
Oh, no, Kunle, go back. What are you saying, Kunle? Last thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so as I was saying, so even though Tinubu cannot take it's a national movement for us to join BRICS. It's not something that he should take the credit for because I don't like it, the fact that he just was there at that opportune moment where China decided to come and invest. China invests more than these Western countries do. When we do business with them, they will not give us money and say, go and get contractor and turn it into a white rabbit. They will come and build the thing. You know, you might pay more than
Yeah, he broke.
Yeah.
It's the network.
Yeah, you're breaking. So you're breaking, but we're almost done anyway.
You'll get your rail.
So that's what China does. China gives you the money, but unlike America, where you just get the money is for this, you don't do it. China will give you the money, then they'll send their people there, and they'll be watching you to make sure that you build. And after you build it, it doesn't belong to them. It still belongs to you. But now you can use it to develop the products that China needs. What do you think, Afolabi?
China loves.
Yes, I agree with you. Especially in the area of technology, foreign direct investment is going to help Nigeria.
Afolabi, you're breaking out. Come closer.
Yeah, foreign direct investment is going to help Nigeria, especially with the alliance with China. China is going to help us use technology to drive a lot of
Afolabi, this connection is bad, man. You got to come closer. There's a problem. These connections are bad every day now. What's going on? Come on. Yeah.
I said foreign direct investment. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay, I said foreign direct investment in form of technology is going to help Nigeria, especially with the alliance with China. Because with China, they're going to help us with our technology to drive a lot of these initiatives. But if our leadership is corrupt, it's not going to happen. That's just
that's the main thing.
Yeah.
That's the main. Any last thoughts? Warif, yeah.
Well, Nigeria being associated with BRICS, I also hope it will favor us and let our leaders not go there or as they've joined or about to join. They shouldn't be selfish. They should know what they are going there to do so that it can benefit the nation as a whole.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so go ahead. What are you going to say, Kunle? Yeah.
No, I was saying. I said I wish. It's a wish. It's not a hope. It's a wish.
Hey, wait, let me tell you guys. You know what?
Throw it in the well.
Hey guys, you know what? You know what I was gonna say, you guys, is like maybe the husband, China's the husband and Nigeria's the wife. He gives the wife 500,000 naira to go to the market to buy and cook. China, the husband has to walk with the wife to the market to buy. I want to see you buy. because if he doesn't go with the wife, she'll use it to buy.
To buy
go somewhere else. That's what they have to do to Nigeria. They have to say, okay, I'll hold the money. Let's go. Show me. Don't give your wife the money. Go with her to the market, and she point what she wants, and you pay for it.
You pay.
But knowing Nigeria, even after the wife buys it, she'll go and sell it to her neighbors and take the cash again and buy it.
People are very funny.
All right, I'll probably take us out. Good one.
Okay, Nigeria is a welcome development, and it's a win-win for Nigeria, whichever way you look at it. And it's been a wonderful discussion from me, Mustafa, Warif, and Kunle. It's bye for now.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I'll
thank
see you
you.
at 9:15 for F1. Okay.
All right.
I'm sure Kule will be asleep at that time. Not F1 for South Africa show.
South Africa,
Yeah.
yeah.